Leela number 37, Divine Manifestation. How Baba protected Daftadar. The seed of faith, however small it may be in the beginning, yields a huge, luscious tree in the future. Saroj Daftadar learned this from her experience at a tender age, and this is how it came about. In 1940, when she was 9 years old, she resided in a building in Dadar. Every morning around 6 a.m., she had to go alone to school in Mahim. Saroj says, as I walked in the alley alone, the street dogs would bark loudly at me. Then the pack of dogs would follow me till I reached the main road. At that age, I felt that a pride of lions were after me. So in desperation, I started saying, Sainath, Sainath, Sainath. At that time, I realized if I chanted Baba's name, my troubles would flee. After all, Nath literally means Lord, Protector, and Refuge. During the course of my life, I had to face many trials and tribulations, but whenever I called out to Sainath, he came to my aid. In 1962, I lived in a chawl in Goregaon. My husband worked as a clerk in the government office. I had 3 children, all below the age of 11. I could hardly make ends meet, but I was content with my lot. One night, around 2 a.m., my husband got severe chest pains. He was drenched in perspiration. I woke my neighbor and requested him to get a doctor, but the doctor didn't turn up. I thought that maybe he had abdominal gas and colic due to it, so I gave him some baking powder with a little water. Then I applied a balm on his chest. I gave him some uddi mixed in water and applied it to his entire body. All the while I was continuously chanting Baba's name. Around 5 a.m. the severity of the pain lessened and finally he fell asleep. The next morning a neighbor was passing by on his way to work. I stopped him and asked for help. He suspected some serious problem and immediately rushed me and my husband to the hospital. In GT hospital, my husband was diagnosed to have a heart attack and admitted there. He stayed in the hospital for 2 months and was treated there. Finally, he got discharged, so along with my sister and brother-in-law, we went to bring him home. When the ward boy was wheeling him out to the waiting car, a couple stopped me and gave me some prasad from Shirdi. In my heart, I felt that this was a good omen. Prior to leaving the hospital, after locking the house, I had left the key with my neighbor. I was in for another surprise. As opening the door, I was astounded to see an idol of Baba seated on the table as if he was waiting for me. Now, how did the idol come there? Who could have kept it inside my house? After making a few enquiries, I learned there was a person in the building who sold Baba's idols. For some reason that day he brought that idol and left it on my windowsill. My neighbor saw it and placed the idol on my table. My husband was asked to take rest, so he lay in bed and listened to speeches given at that time by Jawaharlal Nehru. Early that morning at 4 a.m., he started shouting in his sleep. Like a man possessed, he made frantic actions with his hands and yelled in frenzy. I shook him and asked him what had happened. He told me not to worry as he had a nightmare. After some time, he fell asleep. The next morning, I asked him about the dream. Vividly, he described, yesterday, 2 huge, hideous-looking black men with bloodshot eyes caught hold of me. This occurred near the gate of Goregaon Cemetery. Then they kicked and beat me mercilessly. I asked them, what had I done and why are they beating me? At that moment, a man resembling Nehru, wearing a white shirt and white pant, came to my rescue. He said, Arey, why are you beating this poor man? If his family hears about it, they will severely punish you. Hearing this, those satanic-looking men fled, and at that moment you woke me up. I pacified him, saying, yesterday you heard Nehru giving a speech, so you had his dream. Around 4 a.m. that day, my elder sister, Vimla Tai, came to meet my husband and inquire about his health. We had a pleasant time chatting over a cup of tea. I told her about my husband's dream. Vimlata is also devoted to Baba, so she said, Saroj, don't worry so much. After all, Baba sent you his prasad through that couple. I'm sure nothing untoward will happen to him. At that time, a person from my husband's office named Joshi came to our house. This gentleman is an ardent devotee of Lord Dattatreya who visits the Datta temple atop Girnar mountain every year without fail. He was a renowned astrologist but was quite eccentric by nature, as he hardly spoke to anyone. So I wondered how he came to visit us. Nevertheless, I invited him in. As soon as he sat down, he turned to my husband and said, Are Daftadar, don't say a word. First tell me who is devoted to Lord Datta in your home. My husband said, Lord Datta? My wife is devoted to Sai Baba of Shirdi. Then Joshi said, Ah, that is why your sudden death was prevented last night. So I came after searching all over for your house to tell you this. I asked him to explain why he said this. He replied, Last night at 4 a.m. I dreamt I was climbing the Girnar mountain with both my young sons. There near the entrance gate I saw two people beating some man. So leaving my sons there, I went ahead to see what all this was about. Then I found two men beating your husband mercilessly. At that moment a Brahmin appeared there and said, Arey, why are you beating this poor man? If Lord Datta finds out about this, he will severely punish you and you will regret it forever. Hearing this, the two men fled from there. I was stunned that the same night, at precisely the same time, two different people from different places had the same dream. However, I thanked Baba for saving my husband and giving him a second chance at life. Thus my husband lived for 13 more years and passed away in his sleep. With Baba's grace, my children have grown up and settled in life. I lead a comfortable life and my entire day is spent with Baba, who came home in the form of an idol. This Leela was taken from Sri Sai Prasad magazine, Ram Navami issue 1994.